Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How's your week?
It was great. It's
Okay,
going good
so
so far.
good. It's good to hear, Miss Mascarinias. So we are now going to have our lesson for oral communication in context, especially in specifically in types of speech context. But before that, let's have first our prayer. May I request uh, Miss Mascarinias to lead us to our prayer?
Let us put ourselves in the presence of God and let us all together pray the Lord's Prayer in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Our Father in heaven.
All right, so let's start our session. Okay, so first we will have an activity entitled Guess the Context Game. So I will show you a series of videos and then let me know what kind of situation are there in the videos, okay? So the first video, let me know if you cannot hear the audio. So this is the first video.
Very kind. I am a kind man. Who else would do something like this? Nobody. Nobody thinks about people the way I do. All right, snap out of it, you stupid jerk. You're eating a turkey sandwich. What do you want, a Nobel Prize?
Okay, so that's for our first video. Next video is this one.
Okay, now, the PS4 is more angular and sleek looking.
No way.
It's true. But
Okay, our third video
okay,
would
now,
be this
the
one.
PS
Good evening, class of 2010. Before I commence my speech, I'd first like to thank my family, especially my aunt and uncle who came down from California, and my grandparents who flew from halfway around the world. I would also like to thank my friends and my academic adjudicators. Without any of you, I would not be where I am today. Thank you, because without your help, I would not have been given this chance to represent the class with a lengthy speech comprised of highly personal anecdotes, a chance I now plan to take full advantage of. Now, I realize that some of you do not care for what I'm about to say, so I invite.
And then for our last video is this one.
A breaking news alert this morning right now. We do know that the U.S. Geological Survey is reporting a magnitude 7.6 earthquake off the Philippines. A tsunami warning has been issued in the Southwest Pacific Ocean. That quake just hitting, so no word just yet of any injuries or damage at this time, but we're working to get more information right now. Stick with us.
All right, so what have you observed during the series of videos? What can you say about these videos?
Sir, nag-chat ko. Chat po ako.
Okay, so these are, according to Ms. Mascarinias, these are the different forms of communication. So that is correct. So, what do we think when we say different kinds of or different forms of communication? What does it or what is the purpose of those forms? Anyone?
Pakiulit ng question, sir.
What
Ay,
is
tara
the
na.
purpose of the communication of the form of communication? Like for example, the first video. What have you observed? How did the person in or the customer in this scenario, how did he or what is the purpose of his communication? So according to Miss
Mm,
Rachel, to entertain or to inform. Okay, that's good. What else? To build or maintain relationships. Okay, that's also a good answer. All right, so as you have observed, it is about the first video, as you have observed, that the person is talking,
Something like this.
yeah, talking to himself. And then the second video is
okay, now, the PS4
talking to, or there are there are two people talking to each other. And then we
okay,
have the third video, which is a graduation speech. And the last video is a
A breaking news alert.
newscasting. So now, did you notice any assumptions about gender roles in the clip? Or are there any stereotypes regarding with the gender, if you have observed any? So according to Miss Eliza, men take control of the communication. So usually men does the communication more in terms of like speech or public speaking, newscasting. In the early days, we rarely see women uh, being a news anchor or women being the guest speaker during the graduation. It's usually the men. Okay. So
Breaking
now
news alert.
let's before we proceed to our discussion, I have a follow-up question. So how does the speech context change based on the relationship between the speakers? Or does gender affect how people communicate in different contexts? Yes, Miss Eliza.
Yes, sir. Ako?
Yes, Miss Eliza.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. We can hear you.
Um, mm, okay. So in the first video, in the first video, the speakers are two men, and the purpose of their communication for the most part is they're trying to do they're having a transaction mainly, but at the same time they're also trying to do what I would say small talk
Okay.
to sort of build a relationship with the customer.
Mm-hmm.
So for the third, yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Eliza. Another question. In a group or public speaking, do you think all genders are equally encouraged to speak up? Or is it really just men usually do the speaking in terms of public speaking?
Um, I think it would depend on the context, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Siguro in the past, men are really expected to take the lead, but
Mm-hmm.
right now, women are also given opportunity. But for example, in the political scene, a lot a lot of politicians still are politics is still dominated by men. So of
Mm-hmm.
course they have more opportunity to lead the communication. But when it comes to the classroom setting, women are more uh, given opportunities because they often take the lead in class discussions and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Eliza. You are correct. So nowadays, we see women take the lead in different kinds of communication. So that is really a what you call this? It's like an upgrade because everyone, regardless of gender, can now speak their mind and not prohibited to share their thoughts. Okay, so now let's move to our discussion, which is the speech context. All right, so speech context is referring to speech communication. Uh, it is about the surroundings, the circumstances, environment, background, or setting that determine, specify, or clarify the meaning of an event. According to DeVito in 2005, context refers to the setting in which the communication takes place. So context helps to establish meaning and can influence what is said and how it is said. Okay, so there are different types of speech context. So let's go first with the intrapersonal speech. Okay, so intrapersonal, this refers to a type of communication that is focused on one person, where the person's speaker where the speaker acts both as the sender and as the receiver of the message. So for example, first example here, there is a voice within you that tells you it's okay, you can still do it, you can make it when you are losing your drive to finish the task that you are doing. Okay, so another example, when you told yourself not to talk to your friends when you have read in a Facebook post that they were in a party and you were not invited. Next type of speech context is the interpersonal. So this refers to uh, the type of communication that takes place between and among people and creates a personal relationship between and among them. Normally, it includes individuals and it can vary from casual and very personal to formal and impersonal. So, this type of speech context usually has two or more people talking to each other as receivers and senders of the message. Okay, so there are two types of interpersonal communication. First is the dialogue communication. This happens when there are two people talking to each other. And then, for example, when you are consoling your brother who was feeling down, or a conversation between you or between your father and your mother about the latest announcement of your barangay chairman. Another is small group. This applies to the interactions involving at least three, but not more than 12 people engage in face-to-face interactions to achieve the desired goal. So in this type of conversation, all participants can freely express their ideas throughout the discussion. Okay, next is, or there are examples here. So example, you have or you are having a discussion with your two brothers about the surprise party you are planning for your mom's birthday. Or Kathleen, who came back from the United States, called her three brothers and four sisters and announced that she is getting married. So the third type of speech context is public. So this type of speech refers to a communication that enables you to send or deliver a message before a crowd. So the message can be transmitted for informative or persuasive purposes. So in public communication, unlike interpersonal and small groups, the channels are more exaggerated. The voice is louder and the gestures are more expansive because the audience is larger. So for example of this is our third video, which is the graduation speech. Another example is you were elected as the new SSLG president of your school and you were given a chance to deliver a message of gratitude to your fellow students. And the fourth one is mass communication. So this refers to the communication through television, radio, newspapers, magazines, books, billboards, the internet, and other types of media. For example, you are watching a televised briefing of DepEd on Matatag curriculum. Another example, you have a recorded commentary from your school's online discussion of the pandemic and uploaded it in your social media account. So these are examples of mass communication. Now, on the four types of communication or speech context, is there can there be any bias in gender, or does gender affect these kinds of speech context? Anyone?
For me, sir, no. There is no bias, especially nowadays that everyone is or everyone has access to social media account and anyone can, post online. So I think no.
Okay. Anyone aside from that, does someone here disagreeing with Miss Mina's answer? So, ano po ulit ang question, sir? So, the question was, is there any gender bias with the four types of speech context? Does really gender matter in this type of speech context, like the intrapersonal, interpersonal, public, and mass communication?
I would say there is a bias, but only for the intrapersonal communication. This is not based on facts. This is just based on personal feeling lang or opinion. I think if you try to ask students or our other classmates, maybe they would say now women would tend to involve themselves more in intrapersonal communication because it may look and sound more of a feminine activity rather than ano kanang for men because men are because engaging in intrapersonal communication is more of a vulnerable type of communication and men are not the norm says that men are not really that allowed much to be vulnerable. So I would say the first one has gender biases.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Eliza. So Mina said here, I thought fourth for the I. It's okay. Your answer is still correct. So Rachel agrees in gender bias in public communication. So why do you think so, Rachel? Why do you think in public communication, or there is a gender bias?
Because I guess there are many people would have different opinion about what you're saying and what you're delivering.
Mm-hmm. So there are people would think, or they would not like the speech because you are a girl or you're a boy. Is that
Yeah,
what you are trying to say?
maybe. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that could be very true. So until now, even though women are allowed to speak their mind, but you know, we cannot avoid criticisms from men because of being men.
Yes.
Okay. So now we will have a inclusive communication role play. So I will group you into two. So Fatima and Eliza, you will be the first group, and Rachel and Mina will be the second group. So your task is to create or present a short play about intrapersonal, public, and mass communication. So for Fatima and Eliza, you will be the scenario would be a job interview. So both of you will choose who will be the interviewer and the interviewee. And for Rachel and Mina, you will be doing a public communication or mass communication. So you just choose whether you will be having a speech or delivering a news report. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, po.
Okay. So the criteria for our activity is the accuracy of speech context, which is 25%, creativity 25%, gender sensitivity and inclusive communication 25%, and teamwork and delivery 25%. So total of 100%. Okay, so now we are done with our discussion about the types of speech context. So may I know if there are any takeaways from our discussion? So may I ask Miss Nina, what did you learn about the different speech contexts?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so what I learned about different speech contexts, speech contexts refer to the various situations or environments in which communication occurs and they can significantly influence how messages are delivered and received. And I've also learned that the four basic speech contexts, which are intrapersonal, interpersonal, the small group, and the mass communication.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Mina. Now, next question. How can you use inclusive communication in everyday life? Miss Fatima, how can you use
Okay,
inclusive
sir.
communication in everyday life?
Okay, sir. Good evening.
Mhm.
So, how can I inclusive communication in everyday life is to practice inclusive communication in everyday life. So, be mindful of your language or use plain language. Be aware of cultural differences and actively listen.
Mhm.
Consider different communications, channels, use visuals truthfully, and avoid assumptions. Or encourage feedback and be open to learning and adapting your communication style, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. That is a very good answer, Miss Fatima. Now, last question for Eliza and Rachel. How can you encourage others to be respectful of all genders when communicating? So, who wants to answer first? Rachel?
Sir? Oh, yes,
Go.
sir.
How
I guess
can you
in order
encourage?
to
Mhm.
Sige. I guess in order to encourage respect in all genders in communication, I guess we have to avoid having assumptions or stereotypes based on gender. And we need
Mhm.
to pay attention to others in their perspective. And
Mhm.
also, we will maintain a respectful and empathetic tone of your communication. I guess that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Rachel. How about you, Eliza? How can you encourage others to be respectful in communicating in all genders?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, sir. So, in addition to what Rachel has said earlier, we have to learn how to avoid stereotypes. So, for future teachers like us, we have to think that if we give group work, for example, we can avoid assigning tasks based on gender stereotypes and just forget about these stereotypes. And also, the world has become more open now, so we have to be knowledgeable of the different pronouns, I believe, because some really require or are very particular with these pronouns. I guess that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so I am very glad that you have learned a lot from this lesson. I hope you also not also use this in your daily life to be respectful of all genders. Be mindful of what you are going to say to them. Okay. So now for your assignment, um, I want you to write a journal entry about a time you felt excluded or included in a conversation. So you reflect on how speech context and gender may have played a role, and also suggest how communication could have been improved. Okay, so if you have any questions, I will send this to our group chat so that you will have your copy of today's discussion and also the assignment. And you will pass your assignment, of course, next week. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Copy. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending our class. I hope you learned a lot from this lesson. So goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. And thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.